Hello, hello there. Here, Flight 13 with you again. Welcome to the light stream. I am starting now just to check to make sure if all of my sound stuff is working correctly. There's the Sonic Central thing. And go figure, IGN's hosting the live stream for Sonic Central too. As if it wasn't confusing enough. They're airing their own stuff at the same time. They're also sharing the stream of the other thing going on at the same time, so that's just perfect. Alright, let me check to see. Okay. Sounds like it's on. Sounds like it's going. Let me just see if I have to, let me turn it up a little. Turn it up a little. Turn it up a little. Unmuting. Maybe a little more. Unmuting. Sounds a little better on my end, but how do you guys hear it? Sounds a little better on my end, but how do you guys hear it? Oh no! Come back! I closed it. How could I? How do you guys hear it? Oh no! Come back! I closed it. How could I? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It's just never going to end. I think it sounds fine. I'm gonna go ahead and mute my stream so that I do not get confused by this forever. Anyway, last minute countdown. Here we go. Oh, God. Ugh. It's been weird getting up and getting ready and set up early enough to do these kind of streams for the last week or so. But it's fun. It's different. It's new for me. I've never done live reactions like this often. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a like preemptively because whether I like what I see or not, I am live reacting to it, so it feels only appropriate that I just, you know, follow the etiquette. Here, let me check how it sounds on my phone one last time before the big thing happens. Uh-oh. Whoa. I just, you know, follow the etiquette. Here, let me check how it sounds on my phone. Sounds great. All right, I'm turning it down. Here we go. Okay, Sonic Central, June 7th, 2022, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in for a sneak peek at some of our upcoming projects, partnerships, and events happening in 2022. Okay, awesome. Any minute now. Any second. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, say Gal. Oh, wait. Really bringing out my, my Spider-Man coffee mug. After forever. Oh! Wow! Oh, God. Somebody just played around with... I guess they're waiting around, too, because somebody's messing with the Sonic sprite up there. Somebody's bored over at Sonic Team, social media, or what have you. Well, anyway, if you are here and you're just dropping by, hello, welcome. I am going to be streaming the Sonic Central live stream, and I'll be reacting to it in real time, and then once that's done, we'll go ahead and jump over to IGN and look at their particular video, their initial impressions video, that they're uploading at, they're streaming at the exact same time, which is weird because they're also live streaming the Sonic Central stream on their YouTube channel. Kinda weird. They're sort of double dipping. I'm really confused, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. As long as everybody sees all the stuff at the same time, it doesn't matter. Sonic just left. Does that mean we're gonna start now? Oh. Something's happening. Finally, something's happening. Okay. Woo! It feels like it's been so long since the last Sonic Central, which, I mean, maybe it was a year ago. What? Oh. Hold on. Oh god, they're doubling over themselves. Which opened as the #1 movie globally, and once again, broke records. We saw the #1 success of Sonic US. Is everyone else hearing the double voices? Let me just refresh. Oh god. Oh no. They fixed it. Thank God. Woo! Oh wait. Favorite Sonic character. Sonic. Yes. Show me. Show me some sweet, yummy, delicious gameplay. On that Sonic Jam music. Woo! That actually looked well coordinated. Oh, nice transition. Woo! Go little guy. Tails. Kinda wish you could play as Amy, but oh well. New modes and Knuckles. Classic. Anniversary. And I'm really excited to play through both these modes. And the boss rush mode. And I mean, that's gonna be an interesting challenge. Oh, that looks unique. Mirror mode's gonna confuse me so much. It belongs in a museum! I'm really excited to see these animated cutscenes between the games, too. Now, if we could just get a physical edition.
Redefined. Experience all Sonic Origins has to offer. Coming this month on June 23rd.
Ah, they're really trying to take the Nintendo Direct format. I did start playing this a little bit. I'm still trying to level up, though. I'm still not fast enough for it to be really fun. Oh, this looks pretty good.
Exclusively for Sonic Central. Unlock Amy Chow using a designated code.
Yes, I will do that.
Free the Electric Chow and reprogram Metal Sonic.
I can reprogram Metal Sonic? Can I make him good? Can I make him a good boy?
Special movie-themed characters from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in both Sonic Forces and Sonic Dash.
Oh, Sonic Dash now. Okay.
In November, Super Shadow is joining the battle.
Oh.
This Halloween.
And Mephiles. Mephiles, buddy. Okay. All right. I need to play these games a little more often. Dash Plus? Dash Plus, that's a thing? Yes! Show us more! Yes! Something new! Please, something new! Come on. Give me some new footage. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that looks so cool. Whoa, that's a weird sound effect, though. It sounds splashy. Splooshy. Is this Shadow? Oh, Shadow. Oh. Oh my god, he looks so cool. His spikes are standing out a bit, but oh, so Shadow is part of this. That's cool.
Please welcome the voice of Sonic from the
Hey!
with a sneak peek of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Blu-ray and digital.
Oh, finally. I need Blu-ray.
Hey everybody, Ben Schwartz here.
Yay!
The voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Please
Benny boy.
hold your applause. Please check out the home entertainment release of my movie, Sonic 2.
Yeah.
It being another great adventure for Sonic, this time with some new friends.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
It is loaded with a ton of great extras. It's
Oh.
got deleted scenes.
Son, what did you put in the coffee?
I need to see
Hilarious
this.
bloopers.
He had beans in his hair.
Tons of fun moments from behind the scenes on set.
Oh, wow.
And to top it off, an exclusive animated short which takes place right after the events of Sonic 2, voiced by yours truly.
It looks so animated. I love it.
So, do me a favor, put down that chili dog and take a look. Right now, or soon. Similar. Tuna.
August 9th. Oh, I'm gonna wait so long, but I'm gonna get it.
This year, we have exciting products.
Ah, Amy Rose merch! I need my Amy
Straight from
merch.
Angel Island is an all-new Knuckles-inspired G Fuel, available
Ooh.
this summer.
Is it grape flavored?
Toe-to-toe with Dr. Eggman with the Eggmobile battle set. Destroy that meddlesome hedgehog with 5 configurations. straight from
Jeez.
games. Available
That's a
this
lot.
fall from Jakks Pacific. Level up
Ooh.
your Xbox gaming experience with this Sonic the Hedgehog wireless controller.
Can I have a
Featuring
PlayStation
Satellite
one?
Racer. Available this summer. More Art introduces
More
beautiful
art.
new art.
Ooh.
Handmade silkscreen prints are a celebration of the Sonic timeline as he races towards the future.
Oh, I like that middle one.
Introducing Hype and Sonic the Hedgehog Capsule Collection, featuring energetic designs inspired by the high-octane speedster himself. Check out the upcoming collectibles.
Oh,
First
yes.
4 figures resin statues of Amy Rose and Miles Tails Prower.
Man, I can't believe it's taken them this long to get figures.
Sonic, Tails, and
Yeah, the Sonic Pez dispenser! That's what I came here for.
Showcase your controller.
Oh,
Play
the Sonic holder.
in between gaming. Check out
I might like to have that. That'd be a nice Christmas gift.
Retro gaming enthusiasts and Sonic fans, find these iconic early 90s aesthetic inspired statues of the blue blur.
That's pretty
From
interesting.
Japan is a special
Aw.
Sonic soft vinyl figure standing
That's
6
pretty
inches
cute.
tall. Welcome this high-speed hedgehog to your room.
That is pretty cute.
The
Oh, the
music
Sonic
continues.
Symphony.
Stay tuned for the return of the Sonic the Hedgehog Symphony.
Oh, are there gonna be new movements?
Relive the magic of the Sonic 30th Anniversary Symphony Concert live and in person.
Ah, okay, so
Watch
it's the same one.
iconic moments from Sonic's history come to life on the big screen, alongside a full symphony orchestra, with a few new surprises in store.
New? New surprises? As in, did they add? Did they add some performances, or? Brazil Game Show this October. Okay. That should be interesting.
Tour dates and info coming soon. Fall Guys is going
Yes!
to play on
Fall Guy Sonic is back!
21st
I need to get it.
with an all-new Sonic collaboration coming to Fall Guys in August 2022.
Okay,
Play
I need
as
to get
Knuckles,
those.
Sonic and Tails.
Ginny Talk TV, we're gonna have so much fun. You better look out. I'm gonna be chasing after you with all the Sonic and the Knuckles outfits. You don't know what's coming for you.
To celebrate
Or maybe you do.
Sonic Frontiers,
Prologue?
we're excited to present a sneak peek of a new animated special. Featuring
Frontiers gets an animated
before
special.
the events of the game.
Knuckles!
We hope you enjoy this exclusive.
Okay, yes! Yes! Show me! Oh. Oh, it's epic. That's some sus lightning right there.
We look forward
That's
to
it?
the entire short later this year. Prior
Okay.
To the release of Sonic Frontiers.
Okay. Don't make me wait too long, alright? Oh, gameplay reveal? Alright. Exclusive gameplay reveal. This has to be different from what IGN's doing. Alright, yes! Okay. What the hell is that? The fuck? Ha, you can run on it! You can chase it! It's a squiddly-doo! Oh my god! Ah, it's like... Ah, it's a boss too. I have no context. I would like some context.
Hey Sonic fans, want to see more of Sonic Frontiers? Then be sure to visit IGN.com.
There it is.
And all June long, because Sonic Frontiers is the IGN first cover
The
story.
Sonic Black Knight remix.
A world exclusive gameplay reveal right now, as well as the first ever hands-on preview, with more coming later in the month, including interviews with the Sonic Frontiers development team and more. You gotta go fast to IGN.
Okay. There's that cross promotion.
On its way. There's more details to come, so be sure to follow us on the official social channels in the video description below. Thank you for tuning in.
That's it. That is it. Okay. Well, that was... Man, I didn't have super clear expectations going in, but that was a little more than I was expecting. Sonic Frontiers getting an animated short. I'm excited to see that. I like how they've been really upping their marketing game a little bit with each of these games, but with including an animated short for like each of these releases. They didn't do that with Forces, but the comic book tie-ins with IDW prior to the official IDW Sonic comic series, that was still pretty welcome. That was still a pretty welcome addition in my book. So that was pretty cool. All right, well now that we got that, let's go to IGN's channel and see where their where's their whole Sonic thingy. Here it is. All right, let's take a look. New, you know, looking at this angle, yeah, it probably is just the same model of Sonic with the same length of quills. Ah, damn it! I really want long quills to come back. I cannot help it.
Sonic's done a lot in 30 years. He's been a pioneer of the high-speed 2D platformer, an Olympic athlete, a respectable kart racing enthusiast, a fighter, a TV star, and a Hollywood blockbuster movie star as well. But he's never done open world, and Sonic Frontiers fixes to change that. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first people outside of Sonic Team to go hands-on with Sonic Frontiers, and let me just say, if you're worried about how the blue blur will fare in this unfamiliar genre, well, I think Crush 40 probably put it best. Open your heart, it's gonna be alright.
Okay, that was smooth. That was perfectly cheesy.
The first thing that struck me about Sonic Frontiers was how uniquely somber and serene it was right from the outset. After flying into a wormhole with Tails and Amy, Sonic finds himself separated from his friends and all alone on an isolated island. Nothing but
story
an AI
detail.
voice guiding him to collect the Chaos Emeralds. There's no one for Sonic to bounce quips off of, no energetic Crush 40 soundtrack, just wide open fields as far as the eye can see. There's an air of mystery in Sonic Frontiers, and it's a vibe that's driven home even further by the beautiful yet minimalist piano melodies that accompany Sonic as he explores the island.
Dang, I think those are our first little tiny bits of story details.
All of this is a very intentional choice. I asked Sonic Team head Takashi Izuka to describe how the tone of Sonic Frontiers differs from previous Sonic games, and he said, past games in the Sonic series have taken different tones depending on their stories and themes. This time, these mysterious islands are the game's major setting. That's why our artists have worked hard to create a mysterious mood. Of course, the big new change in Sonic Frontiers is the shift from purely linear levels to a huge open world where Sonic can freely run in any direction. But Sonic Team doesn't like to use the term open world to describe Sonic Frontiers' gameplay, instead referring to its style as being open zone. Open world games like Zelda or other AAA games fundamentally have RPG or adventure worlds. For Sonic, the core here is a 3D action game. Our basic idea was to have that take place in open space, What sets Sonic Frontiers apart is this different approach to an open game world. Having played Sonic Frontiers for about 4 hours, it's easy to see what Izuka-san means. Sonic Frontiers' open zone design is very different from any other open world I've played. It's a giant playground. Every few feet there's a bumper spring that bounces you like a pinball between 5 other bumpers before putting you on one of the many grindable rail tracks. Or a speed ramp that sets you on a completely different path leading to some other collectible or reward. Or a line of rings that you can lightspeed dash into. Essentially, they've
Oh, so lightspeed dash is in here somewhere?
Sonic level having multiple paths that eventually loop back around to the main one, and applied that to these giant non-linear open zones. One thing that has to be noted is that very few of these elements are built into the environmental design, meaning that rails, platforms, boost rings, and so on are just inexplicably floating in the air all around, which isn't totally unusual for a Sonic game, but it feels especially jarring in Frontiers in particular because of the frequent and sudden pop-in of these objects and the otherwise very naturalistic art style.
That is what
Of
some
course,
fans
it's
have been
worth
saying.
emphasizing that this gameplay and the version that I played were from an early build, but this is definitely an area that I would hope to see improvement in the final version.
That is fair.
There are also a wide variety of puzzles and challenges that are littered throughout the zone, and completing them is how you uncover sections of your map. Most of these are very simple, requiring you to orient a statue the correct way, quickly hop back and forth between colored tiles,
that's new. That's
or
new.
use Sonic's new side loop ability to draw circles around certain objects in the environment to interact with them.
His what
The
ability?
best ones, though, are the races against the clock where you have to get from point A to point B in a limited amount of time. The openness of Frontiers level design makes straightforward races like these a ton of fun, because you have to try and improvise a path to the end that might not be immediately obvious.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That sounds promising.
There are some exceptions, but combat in traditional Sonic games generally isn't a thing that goes much deeper than jumping, rolling, or using a homing attack into enemies at the right time. That changes in Sonic Frontiers, which now has you fighting all sorts of wandering enemies and mini-bosses using an all-new array of incredibly flashy attacks. It's not all style and no substance, though. Sonic is able to quickly dodge using the bumper buttons on the gamepad, and by pressing them together, he can even parry attacks with the right timing.
Oh, that's
Parry
cool.
attack also feels much more powerful, landing with a ton of impact and keeping Sonic stuck to his enemy, allowing for a flurry of follow-up strikes. One of the things I really appreciate about the combat when I played is that there are usually multiple ways to deal with specific enemies. Like, take for example this guy, who has an impenetrable shell that you can expand into spinning blades and throw at you. One way to deal with him is just to carefully time your homing attacks so you don't get hit by the blades. But if you do that, the window to damage him is small. To increase that window, you can either parry the blades and knock them away right before they hit you, or you can even use Sonic's side loop ability to encircle the enemy,
Side loop.
which causes the shell to go flying upwards.
That's what it's called, a side loop. A side loop.
Defeating these enemies will reward you with EXP that you can use to purchase new skills from a skill tree, which gives Sonic Frontiers a really nice feeling of power progression, even in just
EXP?
the relatively short amount of time that I played. Some of the later skills that you can get are just unbelievably cool.
You can unlock
It's
skills.
satisfying to see Sonic Team experiment with different ways that Sonic can attack enemies beyond just spins, jumps, and bumps. In addition to these smaller enemies, there are also a handful of enormous world bosses that I had to contend with. These are near Shadow of the Colossus-esque in their scale, with one in particular against a beast named Asura, requiring
Asura.
Sonic to bait the Titan to slam the ground and then boost up its arm in order to reach the weak spots on its head.
So it's literally called Asura.
This boss battle, far beyond anything I've seen in the Sonic series to date, but it's also the part of the game that needs the most work. Far too often, I'd fly off the boss's arm without knowing why, or I'd get to the top and for some reason lack the momentum needed to actually reach the head. Sonic must hunt down and defeat these bosses in order to collect portal gears, which open up portals
Oh, you can
that lead
climb.
to bite-sized linear stages, done in the style of previous Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix of both old and new styles. These classic levels each come with a handful of optional goals, like beating the level under a certain time, collecting all the red rings, and so on, with each goal rewarding you with a vault key, which are needed to unlock the coveted Chaos Emeralds.
Ah. I might have to listen to that again.
Sonic Frontiers is an exciting new step forward for the Sonic series into uncharted territory, and based on my time with it, Sonic Team seems to have hit upon a winning formula. There's certainly still work to be done before it's released during the holiday season. There's a lot of distracting pop-in, there's a fair amount of bugs still left to be squashed, and the big boss fights could do with some tweaking. But ultimately, my time with this early build answered the one question I had on my mind. Will Sonic's one-of-a-kind gameplay translate into an open world? The answer is a resounding absolutely. Thanks for watching, and tune into IGN for more Sonic Frontiers coverage as part of IGN First. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
Well, that does sound pretty promising, and it's not like it was just a purely glowing review either. I mean, they literally pointed out a lot of the flaws and concerns that pretty much everybody else has been talking about. But I mean, Sega and Sonic Team would not sanction, you know, such a collaboration like this and you know, be willing to, like, you know, let such, like, you know, an honest, like, critique like that be one of the primary ways they're marketing this game, unless there is, like, you know, that real desire to, like, you know, try to tune everything as well as they can before release. And I don't know, I'm getting more convinced that, like, you know, this game is a lot farther along than we think, and that they're definitely paying attention to reactions like this, and they're trying their best to adjust them right now. Also, hello, that Sonic Gamer. Yeah, no, that was rad. Okay, yes, go back to work. But be more happy and excited. Thank you for dropping by when you did. Gianca TGS has to go back to work, Raid. Thank you for the raid, Sonic Gamer. Jeez. 7 viewers. Okay. I need to, like, go back and do another watch through on some of these things. So, here, let's go back to the Sonic Central stream and take a closer look at, blah, blah, blah. Blobly blue. Let's take a closer look at the stuff they showed off in the Sonic Central thingy-madoodle. Okay. Man, that audio issue. That was just classic Sonic Team stream goodness right there. I kind of missed it. He's looking pretty fly today.
Find a generation. Roll back to the games that started it all with Sonic Origins.
Again, this is what I'm playing Sonic Generations for right now. I'm gotta finish before the 23rd, so that way we can just jump right into this just immediately. This is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to just playing these 5 games again for the billionth time.
A new collection, including the definitive editions.
Hell, they never get old for me. I'm really excited to see these cutscenes. I think it's like it's like a beginning cutscene and an end cutscene for each game, and they link the games together in some way. So I'm really, and that's all you really need, I think, for, you know, the games with such simple stories and premises that they already have. You don't need to add a whole lot. You just need to find a thread to make them feel like one connective experience, and that's clearly what they set out to do here. And I'm really excited to see what else Ian Flynn had penned for this whole thing, because he wrote the story segments for this collection too. I've never seen a Sonic 2 special stage be played that well before. Woo! I hope the resolution of the actual game's a little cleaner than this, because I know that, I mean, maybe it's just because I've been playing on the mobile phone ports a whole lot, but I know the resolution's supposed to be a little cleaner than that on the anniversary modes. Okay, so quick overview of this map and everything. There's the Sonic 1 South Island, and then you got the landmass for Sonic CD over there, which I think might be part of the mainland, which makes more sense to me. I always figured Little Planet or I always figured Never Lake was always just kind of attached to, like, the actual, I don't know, the actual mainland. I just never thought that all the other islands of the previous Sonic games were located so relatively close to each other. I think the museum's supposed to be like Sonic 3D Blast up there. And the mission mode, I think that's supposed to be Sonic Spinball. So yeah, Sonic 3D Blast and Spinball, they also take place relatively close by to the other classic Sonic islands. So that's pretty cool. I think that's supposed to be Sky Sanctuary, floating above up there. Above Angel Island. So it's like perspective. So it looks like it's connected to that main landmass of Sonic CD, but not really. I'm definitely going to be playing this multiple different ways. I mean, these are still classic video games either way, so I mean, you can only clean up the resolution so much. But again, this definitely looks like a compressed video footage, almost. But who knows? I love how they've got all the classic art compiled in there. I just want to have unfettered access to all that classic content. Someday, playable Amy. Someday, you will be real.
Redefined. Experience all Sonic Origins has to offer. Coming this month on June 23rd.
They literally just took the whole Nintendo Direct format, just said, yeah, no, just do that with Sonic. I mean, I'll give them this, it works. It actually looks really neat and organized.
Celebrate Sonic Central in Sonic Speed Simulator.
I really need to level up more in this game. I'm still so slow.
Introducing the new chemical plant, where Eggman has kidnapped the Electric Chow and is using their life force to power up Metal Sonic. Exclusively for Sonic Central.
I want to get the Amy Chow.
Using a designated code.
Sonic Central.
Free the Electric Chow and reprogram Metal Sonic. Join the fight against Eggman on June 11th.
Available now. Oh.
This summer, unlock special movie-themed characters from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in both Sonic Forces and Sonic Dash. In November,
Shadow.
Super Shadow is joining the battle. This Halloween, watch out for Mephiles the Dark.
Mephiles. Mephiles.
Player banners.
This is how long Sonic Team has had to go without acknowledging Sonic 2006. They cannot pronounce Mephiles correctly anymore.
The new Netflix animated series, Sonic Prime, is coming soon. Here is a sneak peek of our new show for our ultimate fans watching Sonic Central.
Okay, so we know Shadow is in Sonic Prime as well, so that should be cool. I wonder who's voicing him here. Jeez, just destroy every rock you can, Shadow. His quills are standing out a little more than I'm used to, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It works. It keeps him distinct from Sonic. I want more. I want to see more.
From the Sonic movie.
I was hoping to see... I'll admit, I was hoping to see a little more of Sonic Prime than just that. You know, maybe something a little more of, like, a traditional trailer instead of just another teaser. But, I mean, we still don't know when exactly in the year it's supposed to premiere. Maybe in the fall, so there's still some time before they have to get a trailer out, but I wouldn't wait much longer on that Sonic Team, you know? I mean, maybe like a month or two, it would probably be a great idea to have a trailer. I'm just saying, you know, just kind of like, you know, free advice, just free, you know, just you know, maybe get an actual trailer out so we know what kind of story we're dealing with, so that we'll be more excited. You know, I just want you to win. That's all. You know, I'm just trying to help you win. Okay, anyway.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Blu-ray and digital.
Let's go.
I mean, that's been my reaction to half this stuff.
Here, I am the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Please hold your applause.
I mean,
Let's check out the home entertainment release of my movie.
There's nothing much new in this one that we didn't already know about, apart from there's gonna be a whole lot of, like, you know, bonus stuff. And there's more extras, but we could anticipate that. I mean, that's new for me, but I don't know. Maybe some of the digital release fans have seen it already.
From behind the scenes on set, and to top it off, an exclusive animated short which takes place.
I know almost everybody's seen this. I've not watched it yet. I kind of want to watch it officially, and I don't have the digital version. I'm kind of waiting on the Blu-ray release.
And take a look. Right now.
But I want it. Speaking of things I want, you know. I want that Amy mug. I want some of those masks.
Is an all-new Knuckles-inspired G Fuel, available this summer.
I want to know what flavor it is.
With the Eggmobile battle set.
The Jack specific stuff, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Straight from the games. Available this fall from
I don't know if I'd get it myself. I don't collect figures that much. I want that's cool. I want a DualSense. I would love to have a DualSense controller of that. Why do me, a PlayStation user, so dirty like this? Come on, guys. This is probably the one I want the most. It's got sort of that Sonic Generations-y vibe going for it, which I really like that kind of, you know, nostalgia to future stuff going. That's my thing. That's my thing. It's just acknowledging how far everything's gone. I love it. I love everything about this poster. That's the one I would want most. These other two, they look pretty cool too. This feels the most me. That's the me poster right there.
Handmade silkscreen prints are a celebration of the Sonic timeline.
I didn't mean to do that.
Towards the future.
I forgot to like the IGN video. I feel bad.
And Sonic the Hedgehog capsule collection.
These are pretty cool.
Designs inspired by the high-octane speedster himself.
I've got too many clothes as it is, so I don't know how soon I would be trying to get any of those. But, I mean, it's certainly an option. I definitely want the Amy figure. I need to get that Amy. That Tails figure is pretty cool, too. But obviously, I need to get the Sonic Pez Dispenser collection. I mean, come on. I could at least get this to make up for not having a Sonic DualSense controller. I'll just hold my Sonic I'll hold my DualSense controller on Sonic. Sonic will hold it for me. These kind of look neat.
Find these iconic early 90s aesthetic inspired statues of the Blue Blur.
Kind of neat.
From Japan is a
That's pretty cute. It kind of reminds me of the oh, what was it called? I'm trying to remember. The Nendroid. It reminds me of the Nendroid Sonic, where he's got a little bit of those classic Sonic chubby proportions, but he's got the modern design overall. I kind of like that. Oh, you got some ads? I'm sorry.
Music continues. Stay tuned for the return of the Sonic the Hedgehog Symphony.
So, I think what they're getting at here is that it's another tour. It's another tour of the same symphony, with the same,
Iconic moments from Sonic's history come to life on the big screen, alongside a full symphony orchestra.
I think it's got the same lineup,
New surprises in store.
but there might be some new performances going on in the middle of this, since it's a new tour. I believe it's a new tour. So there might be some new performances thrown in the mix there, which makes sense. I mean, Kingdom Hearts did something similar to that.
Info coming soon. Fall Guys is going free to play.
This one, this is the most like exciting kind of third-party thing, that collab that I'm excited for. Because I've been playing a few little rounds of Fall Guys with my friend Ginny Tonic, and you know, I remembered that there was a Sonic collab at some point before I started playing, and I missed out on it. So I'm glad they're bringing it back, and it's just going to increase the replayability factor for me. Yeah, I'm sorry about the ads, Tenchi Hanka. I made affiliate. I'm trying to make that side bread right now. Thankfully, you didn't miss anything new. I think it played over most of the merch. I think it played over the merch segment mostly, so you didn't miss anything substantial.
Frontiers, we are excited to present a sneak
Again, excited to get like these initial teasers. I kind of want more, and I don't want to have to wait too long to get a special prologue animated thingy.
and taking place before the events of the game.
This is the second time Knuckles has had an exclusive like prologue story taking place before the main events of the game. It's okay, good. I'm glad you didn't miss anything too important. Okay, so let's take another look at what we got here. So, Angel Island, Master Emerald Altar, obviously. So, Knuckles and the Master Emeralds, they're involved with the plot of the game somehow. It's gotta get tied in somehow. Because the Chaos Emeralds are definitely part of the main plot of the game, which we actually haven't seen for a while. They didn't factor into the story of Lost World, or even Forces to any degree. At best, they only had a story significance in Mania because that's how you get the true ending that gets classic Sonic involved in the events of Forces and all of that. But even then, that's just kind of a slight extension of the traditional classic Sonic, minimal storytelling thing, where the Chaos Emeralds are used to get, like, the true ending to a game. We have not had significant, like, Emerald story stuff going on for a while. So, I'm curious to see how Knuckles and the Master Emerald tie into everything. And we also know that apparently wormhole, dimensional stuff is going to be a factor in Sonic Frontiers' story as well. So that'll be interesting. But here, get a look. Yeah, you see that? That whole digital-looking red lightning effect. That matches a lot of the aesthetic of stuff we've seen in the gameplay videos for Sonic Frontiers so far. So yeah, there's definitely some strange going on here. Knuckles and the Master Emerald are about to get, like, dragged into this somehow. And that's probably what's gonna set off the series of events that lead to, like, Sonic with Amy and Tails, presumably, like, going and investigating something that Knuckles got involved in. And that's gonna lead them into getting dragged into whatever's going on with Sonic Frontiers and those Starfall Islands and all the mysterious stuff going on there, which I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see because Ian Flynn was involved with those IDW Sonic Forces prologue tie-in stories, and those did help make Sonic Forces story sound more interesting and engaging. The game's story itself ended up being a bit of a mess, and just more of like a unfinished suggestion of great ideas. But he was not involved with the writing for the game. He did a really great job helping make some really interesting prologue stories. So I'm interested to see that style of storytelling being carried over into the game and see how all of this really ties together to be maybe one of the more interesting Sonic stories we've seen in quite a long time. I really can't wait to see how the story works here. Yeah, I'm also hyped for the Chaos Emeralds returning too. Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that this might even, my theory so far is that this game might serve as a bit of a lore game explaining the origins of the Chaos Emeralds, because that's something that Ian Flynn has very, very lightly hinted at maybe one day getting explained or utilized at some point. And now he's got to stay all hush-hush on Sonic Frontier stuff for obvious reasons. It's called the Starfall Islands. I'm going to assume typically for Sonic stages, you tend to get like a minimum of 6 or 7 levels. So this is an archipelago of islands, and it's a different biome for each island. Let's assume there's a Chaos Emerald hiding on each of them. That means you have to have at least 7 islands. Starfall Islands, that suggests stars landed on the islands. Like, there was a meteor shower. Maybe that even formed the islands. I don't know. And the Chaos Emeralds might have a connection to them. I'm just saying, maybe the Chaos Emeralds came from outer space somewhere, and they landed on Earth, or Mobius, or whatever the hell the planet is called, like a long, long time ago. And this is their origin point. And whatever story is going on revolves around that mysterious origin. I think that might be what we get to see, but we'll see. We've also got a whole bunch of AI stuff going on too, so there could be something more tied to that. Oh man, Knuckles just looks so cool though.
We look forward to
I
sharing
paused on just 5 seconds of footage for so
entire
long.
short later this year, prior to the release of Sonic Frontiers.
Don't make me wait too long. Okay, let's take a look at the gameplay reveal segment of this trailer, because it's a little different. Some parts of it are a little different. So, okay, this whole freakiness going on. So Sonic's perched on the top of one of these, like, you know, sky platforming segments that are littered everywhere. The atmosphere's very ominous, very densely foggy. I'm wondering if this is like a timed event kind of thing, where if you reach a certain spot, you spawn this creature showing up, and that causes the environment to change, or if this just happens to be purely coincidental, and the biome environment just happened to change to be foggy by the time the person spawned this guy, or maybe it's like with the dragons in Breath of the Wild, and it's like, it's a timed, scheduled thing that happens once every, like, cycle or something, where it shows up, and you've got this limited time to take advantage and to, like, attack it, but... Okay, you know what? It's not always foggy, so it must be, like, just kind of a thing where it shows up whenever, or during certain times of the day. Really creepy. It's got this techno-organic thing going for it, which some of these robotic creatures have been showing off before, so it fits that whole theme. That was a still image, though, which is a little odd presentation-wise, but okay. So, basically, it looks like it leaves behind that flat trail of, like, solid energy or whatever. Sonic can clearly run and, platform along that, chasing after it. The goal is to reach the main body, where he can do damage to it. Fires beams, gotta sidestep those. Pretty narrow window to dodge. And then it creates this whole arena platform where you can fight it properly. Yeah, different times of day. So it looks like it could spawn, either it can be triggered to appear at any other point in the day, or it will just randomly spawn on its own. I'm getting major, like, you know, Breath of the Wild Dragons vibes. There must be some special kind of thing you can get from this creature to make it worth chasing after something so intimidating looking. And there, it's destroyed. It'll be interesting to see what benefits and rewards you get from that.
Hey, Sonic fans, want to see more of Sonic?
And then there's the whole, like, you know, IGN plug.
Right now.
And we're gonna go check out the IGN video one more time.
Here's is the IGN first cover story. You can watch the world-exclusive gameplay reveal right now, as well as the first ever hands-on preview, with more coming later in the month, including interviews with the Sonic Frontiers development team and more. You gotta go fast to IGN.
Alright, so, okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna go back and check out official I'm Socks trailer. Okay, first of all, like that. Got it. It's a bit more fog rendering kind of going on around here. So I think this is from a later build still.
A lot in 30 years. He's been a pioneer of the high-speed 2D platformer, an Olympic athlete, a respectable kart racing enthusiast, a fighter, a TV star, and a Hollywood blockbuster movie star as well. But he's never done open world. And Sonic Frontiers fixes to change that. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first people outside of Sonic Team to go hands-on with Sonic.
Alright, hold on. There was a little disclaimer up there. See? Work in progress. Hold on. Can I make... No, I can't make it. Well, here. Work in progress gameplay build. So, there we go. There we go. That's that disclaimer that so many of you were looking for. I didn't see earlier. There it is. Cleared the air on that.
And let me just say, if you're worried about how the Blue Blur will fare in this unfamiliar genre, well, I think Crush 40 probably put it best. Open your heart. It's gonna be alright.
Again, I appreciate the super subtle, very obvious nod right there.
The first thing that struck me about Sonic Frontiers was how uniquely somber and serene it was right from the outset. After flying into a wormhole with Tails and Amy, Sonic finds himself separated from his friends and...
Flying into a wormhole with Tails and Amy. Okay, and like I said before, I have a feeling something's gonna happen to Knuckles. And that's gonna prompt Sonic, Tails, and Amy to investigate whatever happened. And that leads to them coming across whatever that wormhole is, getting sucked into it, and then Sonic being separated, and then...
all alone on an isolated island, with nothing but an AI voice guiding him to collect the Chaos Emeralds.
So an AI voice. So that matches a lot of those leaked descriptions that people found like a long time ago, describing Sonic Frontiers details. And we still don't know if that AI voice is supposed to be a new character. It sounds like... It's weird. That voice in that one CG teaser trailer, it still sounded like Amy. And there were still videos that, like, suggested and confirmed in the subtitles that it was Amy speaking. So is the AI Amy? Can the AI imitate Amy's voice? Are Tails and Amy turned into AIs and they guide Sonic as, like, these disembodied AI voices? Or is the AI just a voice that happens to sound almost like Amy? Or it's just a feminine voice that is not Amy, but... The voice actress just happens to sound close enough that it would confuse people into thinking it's Amy. I mean, that's the thing. As much as I want it to be Amy, there's plenty of chance of it being something different than that, and I'm stuck, and I'm confused, and I want more details.
There's no one for Sonic to bounce quips off of, no energetic Crush 40 soundtrack.
Okay, well, actually, Crush 40 does not do the soundtrack for the games. That would be the Sonic team musical directors and heads and artists like Jun Sinue and Tomoya Otani. Sure, technically Jun Sinue is part of Crush 40, so technically you're not wrong, but yeah, I'm just being needlessly nerdy. Needlessly nitpicky.
Just wide open fields as far as the eye can see.
Now, that might be a bit of a jarring change for some Sonic fans. You know, kind of the absence of, like, you know, those kickin' tunes from other Sonic stages, and I hear ya. I don't feel like those are going to be completely absent from this game entirely. And I think they'll still find ways to make this minimalistic music style work and be uniquely atmospheric and fitting for each stage and environment we find ourselves in. Over time, typically, they tend to nail musical tone pretty well for these Sonic games, so I'm not too worried about how different this might be, because it'll still feel familiar and Sonic-y enough in the areas where it needs to, but it will also feel unique and distinct enough to make you think of this game anytime you hear the soundtrack, which is what I'm always looking for.
There's an air of mystery in Sonic Frontiers, and it's a vibe that's driven home even further by the beautiful yet minimalist piano melodies that accompany Sonic as he explores the island.
Yeah, I'll admit, the spring's just kind of popping up over there out of nowhere, being isolated. It is a little awkward. There's definitely small ways you could fix that, you know, minor fixes. There were a couple of set pieces that had an animation attached to them where they warp in with a glow of light to appear there. And I mean, that alone is enough to fix the issue, in my opinion, because at least you make it feel like it's a natural part of how this environment works. That these are, like, strange, futuristic robotic things that just teleport into existence. It's a clever way of disguising the pop-in. It just has... It's not a consistent animation, and it might be a little too slow for the effect it needs to have, so you really just... You have to tweak it so that it happens consistently and frequently, but also so that it happens maybe with a little more of a snappiness to it, so that it looks natural. It looks like it's supposed to happen. Instead of, you know, looking kind of early, which it clearly is.
A very intentional choice. I asked Sonic Team head Takashi Iizuka to describe how the tone of Sonic Frontiers differs from previous Sonic games, and he said past games in the Sonic series have taken different tones depending on their stories and themes.
That's certainly true.
This time, these mysterious islands are the game's major setting.
Right.
That's why our artists have worked hard to create a mysterious mood.
Again, I mean, that's been pretty effective so far. The main thing everyone's been saying about this is that this definitely gives off huge, like, kind of, you know, Breath of the Wild vibes. Although some people have been comparing it to other things, too. Like, I've seen Phantasy Star Online 2. I think that's what everyone's referring to. I think I've seen that being compared a lot. And again, everyone keeps pointing out other stuff like Shadow of the Colossus and all that. And I definitely see bits and pieces of those here and there. Even though I'm not super familiar with most of those games, just seeing images alone, I kind of get the comparison.
Of course, the big new change in Sonic Frontiers is the shift from purely linear levels to a huge open world where Sonic can freely run in any direction.
I really want to know what these coins are about. I want to know what all these collectibles are about.
Sonic Team doesn't like to use the term open world to describe Sonic Frontiers gameplay.
Sonic Team's always got to have their own branding for everything,
Instead,
which
refer
I
to
can
the
kind of
style
respect.
as being open zone. Open world games like Zelda or other AAA games fundamentally have RPG or adventure worlds. For Sonic, the core here is a 3D action game.
I kind of get what he's getting at here. It makes sense. It's like, okay, yeah, this is open world, but we're taking the open world idea and applying it to the Sonic formula. So therefore, it's not exactly directly just take Sonic and throw him in this open world environment that's exactly like everything else we've had. It's a little different. It's still tailored towards the Sonic-y formula that you expect to see after the last couple of years, and that makes sense to me. They just also want to make it sound like their own thing and say open zone is a bit of a branding effort, so there's that element to it too.
Our basic idea was to have that take place in open space. What sets Sonic Frontiers apart is this different approach to an open game world. Having played Sonic Frontiers for about 4 hours...
It could probably... I feel like to truly reach that definition, they could probably still do with, like, you know, a few more of those, like, kind of classic Sonic geometry elements being applied towards the natural environments of the island itself. Some more of those, like, you know, those shuttle loops, those corkscrews, those twisty kind of half hill or like quarter pipe kind of looking things. More of that stuff. I feel like that would be the only other way that you could, like, take the open world concept and make it feel more like part of Sonic's world. That's the only other thing I would add, but we've only been shown, like, you know, 5% of the whole game, basically. If even that. So there could be more of those elements implemented to other environments, other levels in the game, or even other parts of this island beyond just this first section, that make more use of that kind of stuff, and we haven't seen them yet. We got little snippets of those elements here and there floating up in the sky. I'm just saying that, like, you know, whether it's later on in this game or it's gotta wait towards, like, the successor to this game later on, that's the one thing I think you would probably have to add towards the whole open zone idea they're going for here, to make it feel more distinctly Sonic-y. Incorporate a bit more of those, like, kind of roller coastery Sonic elements into the natural landscape, in addition to all those rails and floating platforms and stuff. That's probably what I think would really take this to, like, you know, kind of the peak Sonic-iness of how much this could be.
it's easy to see what Izuka-san means. Sonic Frontiers' open zone design is very different from any other open world I've played. It's a giant playground. Every few feet there's a...
I mean, doesn't a giant playground describe a whole lot of open worlds though? Whatever.
bumper spring that bounces you like a pinball between 5 other bumpers before putting you on one of the many grindable rail tracks. Or a speed ramp that sets you on a completely different path leading to some other collectible or reward. Or a line of rings that you can lightspeed dash into.
Again, they're not showing lightspeed dash in this trailer, but I don't doubt that lightspeed dash is an ability that you can use at some point in this game, because there was one video in one of these IGN things that showed a ring trail up in the sky, and it's not like these, you know, these linear ring trails that you could go through by bouncing off of a series of springs and no input. It looks like one of those twisting ring trails that you could only traverse if either if a rail following that path spawned underneath it, and it didn't, and you're close, you were close enough where a rail could have spawned there, and it didn't. Or if you had access to a lightspeed dash, where you could follow that trail of rings directly. And I am convinced, along with this little line right here, you can lightspeed dash in this game, and either it's an ability you can unlock later through either story progression or leveling up or whatever, or it's just a gameplay feature that they did not have either the opportunity or permission to show off in all this gameplay footage as of yet. And we'll just have to see that later. But it's in there.
Essentially, they've taken that core appeal of every Sonic level having multiple paths that eventually loop back around to the main one, and applied that to these giant non-linear open zones. One thing that has to be noted is that very few of these elements are built into the environmental design.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier.
Rails, platforms, boost rings, and so on are just inexplicably floating in the air all around, which isn't totally unusual for a Sonic game, but it feels especially jarring in Frontiers in particular because of the frequent and sudden pop-in of these objects and the otherwise very naturalistic art style.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, again, that's like kind of the only thing really missing from this world for me. It's just like, you know, some of the more natural, the more natural, like, oh, hey, see? There's that animation I was talking about. It's like, first it's not there.
Totally unusual for a Sonic game.
Then boom, it has an animation that makes it warp into existence. That doesn't perfectly solve the pop-in problem, but it makes it a little more tolerable. It's like a minor fix that you can make that would solve most of the issue.
But it feels
I think there's an enemy that kind of warps into somewhere. Yeah, see? It pops into existence. It's got a light. It has like a light glowing animation to make it look like it teleported. That helps a little bit. I would polish that up a little more. I would maybe add a few more effects to that.
because of the frequent and sudden pop-in of these objects and the otherwise very naturalistic art style.
Yeah, I just need to see more land-formed shuttle loops and land-formed corkscrews and land-formed half pipes and quarter pipes and the other weird twisty geometry of, you know, past Sonic games. Just be part of the natural environment, or even some more metallic structures of those shapes built into the environment. You know, kind of in the same way that some of these rails are just interspersed going through parts of the environment, have some of the environment itself kind of take those shapes. That's the only thing missing for me.
It's worth emphasizing that this gameplay and the version that I played were from an early build. But this is definitely an area that I would hope to see improvement in the final version.
Yeah, again, that's what a lot of other fans have been saying, I think. So that's reflected pretty well here. And again, since Sonic Team and Sega are just so gung-ho on having this be the main way that you're exposed to Sonic Frontiers, tells me that they are taking criticism like this very seriously. And I mean, they had access to this impression earlier on, so they're already, I'm pretty sure they're already trying to, like, kind of adjust things based on this. They said straightforward before all of this that they're aiming for really high review scores. So that, coupled with the fact that their main way of marketing this game is a partnership with a video game review website like IGN, one that's been notoriously pretty unfair and overly critical towards a lot of Sonic games in the past. A website that's been very hard to please as far as Sonic goes, whether it's a fair criticism or not. That tells me that that's kind of that's the new serious direction they're trying to take this. How well they will actually improve based on the criticism, that remains to be seen. But I have a feeling that those adjustments have already been worked on for at least the past month or so, if not maybe a little tiny bit more than that, because this is not a collaboration that happened a week ago before all this was released. This has been something that they've been working together on for a little bit. And most of what they pointed out here is stuff that fans have already been pointing out as soon as the footage got dropped. So this is something that they could anticipate fans maybe being a little cautious about going in. So I would not be surprised if the more current builds that they're working with right now are trying to address at least some or most of these issues.
Beyond that, there are also a wide variety of puzzles and challenges that are littered throughout the zone, and completing them is how you uncover sections of your map.
You uncover sections of your map with some of these puzzles. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We did see this whole doorway get opened up with the whole statue push.
Some of these are very simple, requiring you to orient the statue the correct way, quickly hop back and forth between colored tiles.
Again, this one's new. This is new footage, I like that.
Or use Sonic's new side loop ability to draw circles around certain objects.
So it's called side loop, not spin cycle. I honestly don't know where everybody's been getting the spin cycle name for this. It doesn't feel spinny. There's nothing cycly about it. If anything, that tornado twisty move Sonic does in the air, that looks more like a spin cycle move to me. So, side loop, that feels much more fitting for a move like this.
Objects in the environment to interact with them. The best ones, though, are the races against the clock, where you have to get from point A to point B in a limited amount of time.
So it makes sense that they'd have a challenge like that in these worlds, and yeah, I kind of agree with him here. That's like kind of the best challenge that you could give a open world, open map, zone, whatever Sonic game like this. Encourage the player to use that speed, because that's what the player wants. They want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible in a big sprawling area like this. That's the biggest selling feature in my opinion. So yeah. You should definitely have plenty of those challenges interspersed.
The openness of Frontiers level design makes straightforward races like these a ton of fun, because you have to try and improvise a path to the end that might not be immediately obvious.
And then the combat, which everybody was pretty blown away by for the most part.
There are some exceptions, but combat in traditional Sonic games generally isn't a thing that goes much deeper than jumping, rolling, or using a homing attack into enemies at the right time. That changes in Sonic Frontiers, which now has you fighting all sorts of wandering enemies and mini-bosses using an all-new array of incredibly flashy attacks. It's not all style and no substance, though. Sonic is able...
Okay, I kind of saw the standing animation in the air for a brief second right there. Yeah. There's some animations missing. But I think since we clearly established that, I mean, this is an old build that we're seeing a lot of this from. I'm almost like 80%, maybe even 85% positive that they're fixing those animations right now. I feel like those animations are going to be a lot more polished by the time we get shown newer gameplay footage, like months from now, and definitely before the release. Again, maybe I'm being a little too optimistic. Maybe Sonic Team's good to ruin it all over again. But I don't know. It feels like such an obvious fix. I'd be more surprised if they didn't. Even now, I would still be more surprised if they didn't fix something as simple as that. If nothing else.
Able to quickly dodge using the bumper buttons on the gamepad, using no substance though. An array of incredibly flashy attacks. It's not all style and no substance though. Sonic is able to quickly dodge using the bumper buttons on the gamepad, and by pressing them together, he can even parry attacks with the right timing.
Okay, so you can use the bumper buttons like these. It's either the triggers or probably the bumpers, since those are also the quick step buttons. And in previous Boost Sonic games, if you're standing still, you could use the sidestep buttons to also just work as like a stationary dodge. there's not a whole lot of situations in those games where it would be beneficial to use the stationary dodge to get around, since most of the time for any combat, you're just going to be jumping in the air and homing attack chaining a bunch of enemies, but it was a neat little feature and option right there. So what it sounds like here is they're taking that and they're evolving it to actually be useful in combat, where you can perform various dodges, either a specific input dodge or a situationally appropriate dodge. And then if you press them both together at the same time, maybe at the right time in the attack window, you could do that parry attack, which sounds really cool. That sounds awesome. They really thought about how the combat could work for a speedy Sonic experience right here.
His homing attack also feels much more powerful, landing with a ton of impact.
I definitely see it here.
Sonic stuck to his enemy, allowing for a flurry of follow-up strikes. One of the things I really appreciate about the combat from what I played is that there are usually multiple ways to deal with specific enemies.
The lighting looks a lot better on that shot for some reason. I don't know why.
Take, for example, this guy, who has an impenetrable shell that you can expand into spinning blades and throw at you. One way to deal with him is just to carefully time your homing attacks so you don't get hit by the blades. But
straightforward way.
The window to damage him is small. To increase that window, you can either parry the blades and knock them away right before they hit you, or you can even use Sonic's side loop ability to encircle the enemy, which causes the shell to go flying upwards.
And then they're vulnerable to whatever strategy you want, basically.
Defeating these enemies will reward you with EXP that you can use to purchase new skills from a skill tree.
Yes, EXP confirmed. New abilities confirmed. Skill tree confirmed. We are definitely unlocking more abilities. You could do way more than just all of this that you see in the beginning. There are more abilities accessible to you later. I knew it. That probably means more traversal abilities, more combat abilities, maybe even better stats. Like, maybe you've got, if it's like a health gauge, I kind of doubt it's a health gauge because you still lose rings, but if it's a health gauge based thing, you can increase that health. Sonic Unleashed is a good example of, like, you know, of like kind of a skill leveling up EXP system. That's probably not exactly what's going to be like here, since it's all skill tree based, but probably better step. Maybe you can lose less rings. Maybe you can lose less rings whenever you get hit or damaged. Maybe you can have more boost. Maybe you can run a little faster. Maybe you can increase your speed a little bit. Maybe increase your strength a little more. There are different capabilities. Maybe if there's underwater traversal segments, maybe you might even be able to increase your breath holding ability. You might be able to stay underwater for a little longer before you need air. That would, there's so many possibilities open with that. It depends on how well they use them in this game, and there's still a chance that, you know, maybe they don't take full advantage of that as much as they could. There's still a good possibility of that, but I feel like they I don't know, this is so much of what I was asking for with, like, a game idea like this, and I'm excited to see and get confirmation that more and more of what I'm asking for is being put in this game. I feel so vindicated right now, and I'm looking forward to being more vindicated. Also, I just noticed this thing up here. It's one of those, I forget exactly what they're called. It's one of those, like, trick cannons or whatever, you know, where, like, you get launched into it, you float in there for a little bit, and you have this short time window to either execute a button prompt or maybe, like, aim the cannon in a certain direction to, like, launch you in that particular linear 4-directional kind of shooting direction thing. I think what'll happen is maybe if you hit this ramp or if you get launched off of some other thing that we don't see at this angle, you get launched into here, and either you press the correct button, get launched into, like, maybe this ring up here, or you have to just use the analog stick to just, like, you know, aim it up into the thing, like with before, like in previous games like Generations, and get launched up into that. We didn't see those in Sonic Forces, so it's nice to see stuff like that coming back. I mean, I love the boost games. I love the boost games too much, so I'm excited to see elements of that returning. I think it can still really work for, like, you know, an open environment place like this.
Which gives Sonic Frontiers a really nice feeling of power progression, even in just the relatively short amount of time that I played. Some of the later skills that you can get are just unbelievably cool. And
So that's a skill you could probably unlock right there.
it's super satisfying to see Sonic Team experiment with different ways that Sonic can attack enemies beyond just...
See, that looks like a spin cycle to me. I don't know what everyone else was getting at with oh, there's little boosty loop things, a spin cycle. No, it's not. It never was.
Jumps and bumps. In addition to these smaller enemies, there are also a handful of enormous world bosses that I had to contend with. These are near Shadow of the Colossus-esque in their scale, with one in particular against a beast named Asura requiring...
So the boss is literally just named Asura, okay. Asura,
Need the timing
Asura.
to slam the ground and then boost up its arm in order to reach the weak spots on its head. It's an ambitious boss battle, far beyond anything I've seen in the Sonic series to date, but it's also the part of the game that needs the most work. Far too often, I'd fly off the boss's arm without knowing why, or I'd get to the top and for some reason lack the momentum needed to actually reach the head. Sonic must hunt down and defeat these bosses.
Okay, well, you hit some of those red walls, which are supposed to be barriers, so that explains how we got thrown off there, but I also kind of buy what he's talking about, how there's occasional time where you lack the momentum necessary. It does look like it's a little shaky to, like, make that whole cinematic running up the side moment work
In order to
super
collect
well.
portal gears, which
But I didn't know that you could actually physically climb and crawl up these like Sonic does here.
that lead to bite-sized linear stages.
Which
None
means
of
you
the
can
styles-
still run up it too. Like this. The preferred way would be using those dash rings up there, but it's still possible to do it manually, I
previous
guess.
Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix of both old and new these bosses in order to collect portal gears. The head. Sonic must hunt down and defeat these bosses in order to collect portal gears, which open up portals that lead to bite-sized linear stages, done in the style of previous Sonic games, giving Sonic Frontiers a nice mix of both old and new styles.
Okay, that definitely matches up with what that leak was talking about. Those like virtual reality stages acting as special stages for the Chaos Emeralds that have kind of more of the traditional Sonic 3D Sonic gameplay going on with it. Yeah, hey, welcome back, Sonic Gamer. Yes, no, oh man. All this stuff, so much more food to talk about. We got those tiny little bits of story details with Tails and Amy and Chaos Emeralds. And confirmation of the skill tree. I'm just so excited to hear about the skill tree because that's really what a game like this needed, was to have the ability to unlock more abilities for combat and traversal, and to improve the stuff that you already have, too. That is gonna make fighting and running in this world so much more fun. Because that just increases your options as you go.
These classic levels each come with a handful of optional goals, like beating the level under a certain time, collecting all the red rings, and so on, with each goal rewarding you with a vault key.
Sounds like red star rings might still be in this game after all. They just might serve a different purpose.
Which are needed to unlock the coveted Chaos Emerald.
A vault key to get the Chaos Emeralds within those special stages. So, man, it sounds like there's potential for the special stages themselves to even be a little more multi-tiered and multifaceted. Kind of like how the open world is. They're still going to be smaller and more focused, but it sounds like it's going to be a little more involved than just the simple get from point A to point B without dying, like has usually been the case for most special stages. So that's what one of those gears are.
Is an exciting new step forward for the Sonic series into uncharted territory, and based on my time with it, Sonic Team seems to have hit upon a winning formula. There's certainly still work to be done before it's released during the holiday season. There's a lot of distracting pop-in, there's a fair amount of bugs still left to be squashed, and the big boss fights could do with some tweaking.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely the big three things that, like, everyone else has been noticing, so those would be the things to focus on fixing the most. The other stuff I've been saying about, like, you know, maybe including more natural, kind of traditional Sonic platforming elements built into the landscape. Honestly, at this point, either that's something they've already figured out for later parts of the stage, or later stages at different points in the game already, or that's something that's just kind of dealt with in other parts of the gameplay experience, and if you want to see more stuff like that, just gotta let them know that, hey, I would like to see a game like this again, but this time could you add more of this in there? That's kind of where I'm at mentally on this. It's like, stuff like that, probably best to, like, just have happen in the next game. But I think even just with this alone, it's good enough. And if you just fix those issues that he mentioned and really polished everything up to, like, look and feel like a complete AAA experience, then I think this will be a really solid game. With a great story to match, yeah, this will be a really solid game for Sonic.
Ultimately, my time with this early build answered the one question I had on my mind. Will Sonic's one-of-a-kind gameplay translate into an open world? The answer is a resounding absolutely.
I definitely got that vibe with all these videos I've seen. It's like, yes, this can work. There's issues that need to be fixed, but it can work, and it can work well if you just make these necessary adjustments to, like, help it. This game is going to be insane. I can't wait to get my hands on it and to see more than just this one area of this one part of this one island. It's gonna be so freaking crazy.
Watching and tune into IGN for more Sonic Frontiers coverage as part of IGN First.
And we're still gonna be saying a bit more of this over the month. We still got, like, 2 or 3 weeks left of this, basically.
Everything else, keep it here on IGN.
We're gonna get an interview, at least one interview, with the dev team. Definitely maybe just, you know, jazz up the trick animations here a little bit more. If you have to just rip it from Sonic Generations, go ahead, I don't care. It should look a little more snazzy. It should look a little more attitude-filled than just, yeah. You know, that's fine for your mobile phone games like Sonic Dash. Something like this, he should have more, like, kind of attitude-filled animations for stuff like that. That's my tiny little nitpick right there. There's that homing attack chain opportunity right there. Okay, so yeah, now I'm pretty sure, yeah, that animation, I really can't wait to see that short. Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of Frontiers things to look forward to. I really can't wait to see that animated short, and it's like, you know, it's full glory. Let me change the look here. Oh, man, I can't wait to see more of this. Just, I was not even expecting a Sonic Frontiers animated short to be a thing. I mean, it makes sense looking at it now that it would happen, because that's just what they've been doing with the last few major releases. They did that with Sonic Mania, or with Sonic Mania Plus. They did it with Team Sonic Racing. I mean, they're making a whole bunch of animated, like, micro shorts for Sonic Origins, built into Sonic Origins itself. They did 2 animated shorts for Sonic Colors Ultimate. A re-release. They didn't need to do that, but they did it. And now they're doing that here with Sonic Frontiers. So, I mean, it makes sense now, but I thought, oh man, I mean, I didn't even think of that as a possibility. There's so much mystery to Sonic Frontiers' story. You're definitely right. And I'm curious about that, because it's been a while since Sonic Teams tried to do, like, a Sonic story that had an air of mystery to it. The only times I could think of anything similar to that happening was, Sonic 2006, and the first 2 Sonic Riders games. Those 2 had, those 2 examples had, like, kind of, those are the last ones I can think of that had this ambition of making a story that had this mysterious kind of otherworldly mood going for it, and we haven't seen that in so long. Since then, everything else has felt like kind of this attempt to harken back to this more simple classic Sonic, or even Sonic Heroes kind of kind of mood or energy going to it, where it's like it's just a fun, silly adventure. Let's don't think about it too much. Let's crack a joke every like 2 minutes or so, or every 30 seconds. That's all Sonic fans want or need, right? Because they're getting tired of all the serious story elements. Well, now that's been going too long, and we kind of miss having the serious stuff once in a while. So, yeah, this is kind of giving me similar vibes, but in a unique way, if that makes sense. Like they knew they wanted to have this compelling, mysterious thing going for it, and this is... It has this level of ambition that, like, you know, it reminds me of some stuff, but it also feels like nothing I've ever seen with Sonic before, and I can't wait to see where it goes. This is really giving me Breath of the Wild vibes in the best possible way. It's like not in the negative ways that some people have been saying, where it's like, oh, it looks derivative or feels derivative. It's like, no, I'm like, I just so happened to just spend the whole last year becoming a Legend of Zelda fan, and now I'm at that point where I'm like, well, I didn't realize I wanted all of this, but now I realize, no, I wanted all this. I wanted all this in Sonic all along. And I didn't know it until I played other games for once. And they're doing it in a way that still really works, I think. And I'm so excited to see where this goes. I really hope they give us a story. Just a story trailer. Doesn't have to be super in-depth. It can be your traditional 1 to 2 minute trailer kind of thing, where we get sparse story details, but just... give me a taste of what Ian Flynn was cooking up, because I need to know. This is the whole Flynn for Sonic thing coming into realization. I need to see where this is all going. Yeah, I hope I can get an early copy too. I mean, oh no, actually, you would get an early copy, because you have been in the industry, so you of all people would definitely get an early copy. I'm gonna get the game the same time everyone else is, unfortunately. But hey, maybe they could give us a demo. I would like, it's Sonic Team, you know, demo would be a really cool idea. Give us a playable demo, or not. I mean, I could probably see that being the one thing they don't do this month. It's just. They give us all this other stuff to look at, but the demo's the one thing we don't get, which would be kind of disappointing. But, I mean, all I need is just something just to prove that this game is in far better shape and in better hands than everyone else has been making it out to be. And so far, I feel like I'm getting more and more signs of that each time they're showing more stuff like this. Man, you've been working on it since January. Oh, man. That's got to be such an involved process for you to, like... to have had to have gotten that word to, like, that request out so early. Yeah, I want the theme song too. I want Crush 40 to come back, and I would love to hear what kind of song they would make for this. At the same time, I would not be surprised if Crush 40 is not involved, because I don't know. Considering the mood and the theme they're trying to go for with this game, I wouldn't be. It's not like Crush 40 wouldn't fit. Because, I mean, they have different flavors of songs that they do. So, even if Crush 40 was involved, I wouldn't be too surprised, and I would welcome it. At the same time, I wouldn't be too surprised if they were going for something different. Maybe there might not be a vocal theme at all. It wouldn't be the first time they've done a major Sonic release without a vocal theme. But I kind of want there to be a vocal theme. I miss having the vocal themes. Which they've been bringing back. Forces definitely had a vocal theme again. And I would love Crush 40 to be the main vocal theme for a game again. That's not just a racing game or whatever. It might not be this one, though. And I wouldn't mind that much. Either way, I definitely want a vocal theme. Or even just a really good instrumental theme. Just give me more food, Sonic Team, please. That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm still waiting for, like, months before this game comes out, so just... This is your let's give Sonic fans a feast month? Fine. Just feed me more. Feed me more.
Feed me more.
I don't know what voice effect that was. I will find out later. It probably wasn't even anything. It's probably just my voice, just unfiltered. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this big live reaction thing. I am still doing it. I'm still planning on doing a stream in a few hours at noon today. So in about 1.5 hours, come back here and see me return for some more Kingdom Hearts goodness as we hopefully clear the Destiny Island stage for Riku within 2 hours. Which you would think would be a simple task. But the boss, there's 2 boss fights in this world. And the second one in particular is very, very tough and challenging. And you know by now how I fight these boss battles. So that could take much longer than it should. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe everything will work out perfectly this time. I'm looking forward to it either way. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like what you saw here, hit that notification bell to get notified when the next time I'm streaming here on Twitch, which again will be about an hour and 30 minutes from now, 12 o'clock Pacific time, this noon. Go check it out. Also, give me a follow on here. Maybe even subscribe if you're willing to. Give me more cute little Sonic emojis, like what that Sonic Gamer just put right there. Little chow emoji. Really cute. Love that touch. Thank you, Sonic Gamer. Thank you for the follow, Tenchi Honka. Wow, instant gratification. I love that. I love that more than delayed gratification, even though that's probably better for me. Thank you for following me, Tenchi Honka. Wow, that's awesome. If I do somehow make it to 100 follows before the end of this month, I gotta think of something crazy. Well, crazy for me. I mean, I only just started, so almost anything would be crazy for me at this point. But I will think of something. I will think of some incentive for getting me to that 100. So this commitment, the ideas are cooking now. Cooking process starts now. Or this would not be the cooking process. This would be the writing up the ingredients list process, but you get the idea. Also, check out my YouTube channel, Here of Light 13. I'm uploading all of my previous streams up on there slowly but surely. I'm putting up my Kingdom Hearts Final Mix playthrough and my Sonic Unleashed playthrough up there. Once I'm through with those, I'll start uploading the Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories and the Ratchet and Clank Future playthrough and the Sonic Colors Ultimate playthrough that we completed previously, and eventually the Sonic Generations stuff will go up too once we're all done with that. So give me likes on all of those, follow and subscribe on those as well. Costs nothing to subscribe to me on YouTube, so go ahead, check it out. Help me grow on there as well, and I'll try to make more unique content for YouTube in addition to all this live stream stuff. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm pretty active on Twitter, so go ahead and give me a follow at x234KYLD. That's at x234Kyle right there. My nickname's also Hero of Light 13, so it should be easy to find me that way. Maybe at some point I'll just change my name to Hero of Light 13 on there as well, just keep the brand consistent. But yeah, I post a lot of your normal Twitter stuff. I post the memes. I post my opinions, my takes on things, cringe or otherwise. But I also tweet at least an hour or so ahead of time on when I plan on streaming next within the day. So that's a good way of keeping up with my stream schedule, apart from Twitch directly. So hey, more follows, more ways of following me, more growth through this channel, and more ways of just keeping up with when I do content. So feel free to check me out there. All right. That's going to be it for today. I'm going to try to get ready and get dressed because I'm still in pajamas right now. It's on my Sanemi pajamas. And I will see you here again in an hour and a half for some more Kingdom Hearts action. You're going to the Sonic Symphony? Awesome. Yeah, do that, Sonic Gamer. I mean, it was not in a physically viewable format the first time they did it. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a great opportunity. I don't know if I'm going to, unless it ever lands in like the California or LA area again, I'm probably not going to catch it in person, but if you are able to catch it in person, you definitely should. Do it. Go do that. And tell me if there's anything brand new over there. If it lands in LA, I'll definitely try to see that. I saw the Kingdom Hearts concert when it landed in LA, and I'm even closer to LA now than I was before, so I'll definitely try to catch this one if it lands over there. So, yeah, definitely going to catch it. All right. That's going to be it for right now. I will see you all very soon, about an hour and a half, for some more Kingdom Hearts Reverse Rebirth. So keep your eyes peeled over here for some more light stream action. And until then, and beyond that, I will catch you all very, very, very soon on the next one. Thank you for joining me, guys. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Take care. And Sonic-themed catchphrase. I don't know. Still working on that. All right. Bye-bye. Sonic Frontiers like you've always imagined it.